I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right.
All right, what up, everybody? It's your boy Tevin Taylor, a.k.a. Tevin Talks, man. We here with a very, very special guest of mine, longtime friend, man. My guy, Michael Howard. Man, Mike, how you doing, my guy?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing good, man. Blessed.
Good.
What's up?
So, I got Mike. You dabble real heavy in real estate.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, for the people who don't know exactly what you do, why don't you tell people, like, exactly what you do?
Okay, what I do is I help people, I educate them on the transition into real estate and how to use their real estate to create revenue. So let's say if you buy like a duplex or something like that, I'll teach you how you can use that to flip to buy another one. I built a lot of relationships and resources over the years that I've been in real estate. So I'm pretty well grounded with that.
So I be hearing that a lot when it comes to real estate. Like people be talking about flip houses or flip this or flip that. Like, what does that necessarily mean when you flipping like a house or duplex or something like that? Like, what does that really mean per se?
Well, the way that they flip, what you hear in the way that I flip is totally different than how I do things. What I do is I like for people to hold on to their assets, you know? So it's like, if you get a duplex, I wouldn't want you to, like, if you approve for like 150,000, let's keep it low. You approve for 150,000, find a duplex that's in like 95 that's worth 175,000. Then that way you can use the equity in that investment property to have as a down payment for your next one. Because you got to remember, once you rent that duplex out, they count that income along with the income you're already making if you have a job or you have another source of income. And they use that, and now you are ready to get your next duplex or next 4-unit.
Okay. So, like, when it comes to, like, so it's kind of like making an investment, correct? Like,
right.
You're making an investment on a type of house or duplex that you're looking for. So what should somebody look for when they want to make an investment? Like, or what should they look for? Or the do's and don'ts? Let's start there.
I wouldn't buy a house if you can't afford. Like, I would look at the whole spec sheet. Like, I would look at the whole spread. I wouldn't go buy a $250,000 home or a $350,000 home to keep up with the Joneses. Like, for instance, I'll use me, for example. I live in a very good neighborhood. At the time when it was a buyer's market, I paid $95,000 for my home. Right now, I added 2 extra bedrooms. I did a lot of work into my home. Now my home is worth almost like $175.
Okay.
You know, so with all the work that I put into it, like, I would not go out and buy something just to keep up with the Joneses. You know, I would get something that's affordable, that's in your price range, because you got to remember, you max out you max out what you approved for. You the one that got to live in that home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good when you show your friends, be like, hey, look at my house. I paid all this money. You know what I mean? And then they go home and you stuck with the mortgage, you know? So, like, for instance, because I knew, I stayed within my means, the whole COVID shutdown thing didn't stop me. It didn't stop anything. I still was able to buy a vehicle. I was still able to refinance my home. I was still able to move freely because I have no debt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my mortgage wasn't sky high because I knew where I was at. Like if you can afford it, by all means, go for it. I'm just saying, stay up below your means. You know what I mean? Like, don't go out and go crazy trying to keep up with other people or your friends.
Right. So, like, when COVID hit, did that hurt the market or did that help the market for buyers? Because I feel like because when COVID hit, like, because prices had to go down, I feel like it kind of helped people more who wanted to buy houses. Like, the price went down at the market. So did that help people more?
Well, the reality of it was like everybody was lost. Nobody knew what to do. Like, when that hit, like, I mean, it hurt everything and everybody. It took somebody to step up and say, it's a seller's market. And then everybody started going crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, And that's another thing. A lot of you, you look and you say, oh, it's a seller's market. I'm not going to go buy a home. If that seller is eager to sell their home, they might sell their home for what it was when it was a buyer's market. You just never know. So don't be afraid don't listen to your friends when they say it's a seller's market. I'm not looking for a home right now. Just at least get a listing card. And what a listing card is, it's a card to tell you the homes within your price range once you get approved. Homes that are in your price range, and you can it's in your email and it's updated all the time. Then this way you know what's in the market, you know what's going on, and when you're ready, you might see something that you do have that you really want, and it's at a right price. Then you can put that offer in. A lot of mistake that a lot of buyers make, specifically buyers, is that they think that they can look at homes without getting approved. If I show you a home and you're not approved, and that home is gone, the home that you like, you're going to say I'm a bad agent, because now you never want to put the cart before the horse. You want to make sure you're at your job for at least 6 months. Make it very simple. Yeah. You have to be at your job at least 6 months to a year. You got to have at least 620 credit score, and you have to have an approval letter. Okay, that's the 3 top things that you. After that right there, anything else can happen. Now you gotta stay at your job. Don't go, don't go boosting, buying all this crazy mess, because the mortgage company, they're gonna look at everything. So that's where it's at.
So like, how do people get like an approval letter? Like, what's the process? Who do they go talk to, or who can they? Let's start like, who can somebody talk to go get an approval letter? And say someone's like, the credit isn't the 620. Like, let's say somebody got like 500 credit score or something like that. Like, what can they do to get that credit score up? And what's the process they got to do to get that approval letter in order to get that approval?
Okay. What you have to do is you have to see a lender, or you go see your bank. You might bank at a local bank. Talk to your lender. They'll go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. A real estate agent is not going to know those things. We are only specialized in selling homes. So when your agent tells you got to do X, Y, Z, and then they tell you go get an approval letter, talk to your lender, and you don't do that, and that you don't hear from that agent, it's because the ball has already been in your court. It's been in your court. You're the one that have to go see a lender, because an agent cannot work with you unless they have that approval letter. They can create you a listing cart, but it defeats the purpose, because they don't know where you at. So, and when it comes to your credit, I would definitely go to like Credit Matters, places like that. I would figure out what needs to be paid. Yeah. Get a lot of your debt out of the way, and just kind of stay in contact with your lender or your bank, and just make sure you have a plan. And see, that's what I do. I stay with you and I help you with the process. I've built, since I've been in real estate, I've built a lot of relationships with a lot of lenders, a lot of credit repair people, a lot of agents that I know. So, and that's what I do. I'm basically like a coach in the whole real estate game, walk you through the process. I've had people that was not approved, and I'm very patient. Because I know, you don't know what you don't know, right. And I also know how to break it down in layman terms where you get it, where it sticks. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, because I know there's a lot of people that just doesn't have like the credit aspect. I always feel like credit is like the biggest thing that really stops people. Like, I know people that got the finances for it, but like credit wise, it's like what be stopping them and stuff like that. So I think that's just good for people to know, like, where you should start as far as terms of credit and who you need to go through in that whole process and stuff like that.
Come see me.
Hey,
I got you.
Go see my guy Mike Howard, man. Yeah. Link info below. All right, we got the link in the info below. All right. So when we're talking about like what's best to do, like, is it best to buy or rent?
I would say buy. Because and now I'm gonna share some stories with you. I'm gonna share one story with you of a million stories, and a lot of you probably already know. there were certain situations where people, they were living in a place, they paid rent, it never was late, did everything that the landlord asked of them and everything. So they ended up, I guess one of their cousins or sisters or something like that was moving in town. And they told their tenant that, I'm going to give you your deposit back. You don't have to pay rent this month, but I have somebody that's moving. I think it was one of their family members that were coming back. And it was a fight for days, for weeks, and it's, you don't have control when you don't have your own, when you own something, you feel more secure, even if you don't pay your rent. Let's say, with your landlord, they can evict you, right? Whereas if you own your own home, the banks, they'll work with you. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't going to just, put you out. You own the place. It's yours. You know what I mean? So they'll work with you. And, I mean, the only thing is you are held liable for anything that happens to that property. That's the only, I don't even want to say bad thing, responsibility that you have is for that. So me personally, I think that it'll be best for you to buy.
So like, is that more of like as far as outweighing like pros and cons, like is it better just to work through the bank or work with like your landlord per se?
I would work with the bank. I wouldn't work with a landlord, because landlords, I don't know, if you got a good landlord, I think it all depends. If your landlord is if he's checking up on the property every 2 months, or, if you call and he's Johnny on the spot and he's there and he's fixing things that need to be fixed, then by all means, if it makes you feel comfortable, then keep renting. But lately, I haven't been seeing a lot of landlords that stepped up to the plate. What I mean? I haven't. So, and I'm just being honest,
Yeah, no, I think that's a common thing. Like I've the people who I know, the landlord and tenant relationship has always at some point got a little messy. You know what I mean? Like I know only one good, and just me. I'm not saying there ain't ones out there, but there's only one that I know 100% for sure that over the past 12 years, real good landlord, always checking up, like, even doing things outside of his spectrum when it comes to the home and stuff like that. So, for me, I always look at it like I always want to go for the sure shot versus the gamble, depending on if the success or the risk outweighs the cons of the situation. You know what I mean? So, another thing, like so I've been hearing a lot of stuff like, AirBnB. I've been hearing a lot of stuff like that. Like, what is an Airbnb? I feel like I'm fucking that up. Airbnb. I might fucking it up. Yeah. But like, what's is there a difference between an Airbnb and buying a home or renting? Like, or do you own a home with your Airbnb? I don't know.
Well, what it is let's say if you buy a home and you can use that as an Airbnb home. Like, you can use that as a vacation home for people that come into town and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, buying a investment property, there's so much you can do with it. Yeah. Even excuse me, like, let's say if you got like a 2-bedroom home, there's a lot of college kids, what I mean, that can move into these homes and pay, X amount of dollars for each door, not rent. But let's say if you got 3 bedrooms, you talking about charging the college kid $500 each room. And they're going to do it because they can't afford paying $1,500 or $1,200 or $800 for that matter for a place. So they're going to do what they have to do. So with the Airbnb, like, there's families that come into town. Like, if you go by Lambeau Field, all those places are booked out. Like, I think almost like 2 years.
Yeah, we was just over there. Yeah. 100%.
So if you get a home, I mean, it's people that'll travel from miles, like hours away, that'll come down here just to see Lambeau Field and then go back home. Yeah. So you don't actually have to be by Lambeau Field, you know what I'm saying, to own a property for people to come up. They probably just want to be close enough to make it here.
Right.
So there's so many types of, you know, ideas. I mean, you just got to be creative, you know, with your investment property. You know, I know with me, I was able to pay off a lot of my debt using my equity in my home. You know, let's say if your house need to be fixed up, the roofing and stuff. I mean, you're sitting on money. You know, it's money you can actually see.
When you own it, though.
Right, when you own it. When you own it, right. That's your assets,
Yeah.
you know, so.
So, because I'm looking at it like, at some point in time, like, you know, not everybody can own a home right away, right? So, what process can you take people through to get them to the point of going from renting to, like, owning?
Well, it depends on where they're at. One thing we have to do is we gotta come up with a plan. I have to sit you down with my team, and we come up with a plan. We see exactly how long your lease is for, you know,
Right.
and then what we'll do is we'll see where you're at far as finances and how much debt you owe, like where's your credit at, and we get you to 100% there, and then everything just rolls and just moves smoothly,
Right.
You know, so I mean. The only way that I can show you best is by you actually going through the process with me. But just to sum it up, that's how we do. You know, we sit down, we strategize very strategically. We just look at everything. We lay the cards out on a table. And before I even have you talk to an agent or put in an offer, you'll be confident walking into a deal saying, this is what I want. So.
Yeah. So location plays a huge part in this too. Like,
Yes.
Can say somebody comes to you and go like, okay, like I want to own a home in this particular area. Does that change the dynamic of like the meeting that you have, like as far as how certain things may cost, or you know, as far as where they're at? Can that also have an effect on the area, or is it like that's kind of irrelevant? It's all about what they specifically have and how y'all can work with them.
Well, it depends on like it's relevant in a way, but if you approved for a certain amount, what we do is we type it into the MLS and it automatically runs. What it does is it tells you, like let's say I'll ask you if you want 2 bedrooms, you know, if you want a attached garage, and then we start getting all these areas. What happens is once we put it into this system, it pops up every home.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and then what happens is it goes straight to your email and you will know, I mean, you get to see the homes. You get to look at the homes right there online. And if you want to physically see it, you just, you know, talk to one of my agents or talk to me and we'll schedule a showing. Then that way you can see the house. So.
Okay. And what's the MLS? Like, what is that? Like, what does it stand for, MLS? Like, what is that specifically?
You know what? It's crazy. My brain just went blank. Oh no!
Look, damn it! I'm like, hold on.
I know, right?
It's just the MLS.
Yeah, no, it's not the. I can't even remember it right now. So much stuff is going in my head right now. Google it. Right now in my brain, I'm so
I tell cats all the time, man. When in doubt, Google it. When in doubt, man.
Yeah, Google it.
But it's like a search engine?
Yeah, it is.
se?
It is. It's a search engine.
Okay.
Exactly what it is. Yeah.
And it's just like, because I'm going to say there's a certain type of area that y'all kind of oversee. And,
Right.
You know, like obviously, like it's not like you type in what people want to look at and it gives you every house in the country or something like that. Like, is it like a state thing, city thing, county thing? Like,
Well, I'm
what's
only
the
licensed in Wisconsin, so it's
So it's a state thing for you.
It's a state thing, right?
Okay.
Right.
Can
Like,
other people be like licensed like in multiple states, or is it just like if you have to be in this specific?
Right, you got to be in this specific. Like, I mean, like, say for instance, if you wanted to move to Illinois, I can reach out to other agents out there and have them create you something over there, and you know, kind of do it that way. Like it could be from firm to firm, like Keller Williams to Keller Williams, or Shore West to Shore West, or any other, you know, type of big organization, you know, firm. So
right. So then relationship, like it's good to build relationships with other real estate agents and organizations and stuff like that, because say even if you can't find somebody what you're looking for, like you said, it's state thing. Like if they want a place in Illinois or Minnesota, like you could be like that primary contact for them to find the second person who may be in that area that they're looking for, right? Which that still kind of gives you like a certain level of prestige, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right. It does.
So, say someone doesn't want to own it, like let's just say they want to rent. You know what I mean? Like, do you still help in that department too, or you're just more focused on if you want to own? This is mainly what we're doing here.
Well, when they want to rent, that's a decision that they have to make. Because let's say if they want to rent that out, and if they want to rent that out, that's something totally different.
Got you.
So what I can do, let's say if they contact me and they say, Mike, I'm letting you know I have one of my places coming vacant here shortly. I can, refer somebody to them like anybody else. But when it get to that part, that's totally on them. On them to get that done.
Got you. So is there anything you got going on, like any projects going on, like anything big coming up or some stuff that you're working on? Because I remember when we were speaking, you were telling me like there's like you've been working on some with the homeless, and I don't want to misquote you, but
right.
You were like working on trying to build something for like the homeless or something like that.
I was trying to create a homeless community here where it was like a rehabilitation community where it's the same people that's coming from the same kind of, poverty.
Same problem. Look, it's the real estate in them.
It's the real estate, right? Coming from the same kind of, field as them, and, where it was on site, like care, like on-site things like jobs and so forth like that to just kind of help them further along. It wasn't a place for them to stay. It was just a place to rehabilitate them and push them back out into the community. So I've been working on that project, and it's been kind of tough because there's a lot of projects already going on. Not quite like mine, but there are projects going on where people are trying to help the homeless community here in a 920. So, but I still think that my plan is better.
Right.
I just think that my plan is better because you can't put a homeless person in a community that they don't understand.
Ooh, that's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
so you got you got a homeless person that come from, the hood, or you get a homeless person come from, poverty or whatever like that, and you try to push them in a community where it's like this, where people are saying hi and
real suburban
suburban, like they can't adapt to that, and then boom, since they can't thrive in the community, then that's when the old habits come back. Far as stealing or this, that, and the other. Yeah. So, that's why I think that it's best to create a community where it's people there that's actually there to help them further along, like help them understand, because now they're in this gated community that's pushed them out. Now they're getting a little bit of taste of what it's like to live outside, but at the same time they back with the same kind of people. So it's like now that instead of changing one person, you're changing a whole little community, of people. I got tons and tons of ideas of how to do it, but I'm not gonna mention his name. Should I go there? I'm not gonna go there. But I brought this idea to I am gonna go there.
All right, go ahead. Lay it on his shit. Lay it on us. Yeah.
I brought this idea to somebody that could have made it happen. I did. I brought this idea to somebody that could have made it happen. They looked me right in my eye and told me, do you think that Green Bay is ready for something like that? Do you think that we need something like that? And I looked, I'm like, wow, but you're here to help the homeless community, but my ideas and plans, you don't like that because it takes away from the image.
Right.
And like I told them, it's not stopping anything because downtown they're flooded. You see them walking, you see them hanging out at Walmart. So you can ignore the problem, or you can be a part of the solution. Yeah. And we can get it fixed. And I hope you see this. So so that's just what it is.
And you've also been working in and out or pretty closely with the Green Bay Chambers of Commerce, correct?
No, not me. My wife, she's a part of it.
Oh, got you.
That's
right,
her whole thing. She got, she's doing big things too. She's basically helping people heal naturally. She's doing wonderful things. Now I have to get her on here because I'm not gonna speak for her because I might mess it up. You be like, your husband said something about ravioli. I'm like, what?
Yeah, babe, I didn't say that shit.
Right. No shit, right? So she'll have to come on here and speak her piece and really let you know. But I know for a fact that it's needed here in the 920. What she's doing is amazing, and I support her 110%. And I know a lot of people in the 920 support her as well. So when we get her on here, you will know about it. So yeah.
So more like on the holistic side of health stuff like that, which we're huge into at the crib. Like, man, we ain't been to the hospital I don't know how long. But our diet is very strict. Every blue moon I might sneak off, man. Listen, I hope wife don't see this. Every blue moon I'll sneak out the back door and go get a 10-piece. Right. Hey, shout out to Rick Ross, the thighs.
I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm gonna tell you something though. That Quick Trip chicken though.
Stop playing with me.
Man.
Stop playing with me. Look, we got black folks here talking about chicken. Damn it, here we go. Here we go.
You know what? Y'all gonna be mad.
Now my man just said, what did you say? See, this is the bullshit.
Quick Trip chicken is better than Popeye's chicken here. The Popeye's here, I'm just saying.
Trash.
I'll tell you. Now, don't get me wrong, that beans and rice is banging. You know what I mean? This is the whole thing. With the Popeyes here, not to get off topic.
Right.
The Popeyes that I used to go to in the South, they used to put the butter and the honey on it already. You already had the butter and the honey on it. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it right there. But the Quick Trip chicken is banging. Go there at 10:30 and go get it, and you tell me.
Look at this shit. Black people on here talking about chicken. Ain't this about to be, man? Hey.
White folk like chicken too.
Right. Hey, they be talking all that shit. Every time you go to a cookout, they got chicken right on that motherfucking grill.
And look right at you like, you know what I'm saying? We got it. You know what
right. Like, you need it, we got it.
I'm telling you.
Oh, shit. Hey, that's facts though, man. Like, I be going Quick Trip with getting chicken. The Popeyes here is trash because they don't know how to season their shit.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I went there one time and I ain't been back since. All right, that's just how I'm gonna put that.
They got my order wrong.
Look, hey, Popeyes, we might change our narrative if y'all sponsor us on a check. We might change our narrative about y'all. Get your shit together, man.
You gonna have to bring us some meal. Y'all gonna have to step y'all game up.
Yeah, yo.
Real.
For real, man. So
I thought y'all was gonna put KFC out of business. Come on, man.
Shit, I would KFC. Look, I'm already talking about holistic eating out. See, you might go see this shit. You fucking do what?
Right. I'm telling you, man.
But man. So, man, big real estate talk, man. It's crazy, man. I've known my guy Mike Howard for a long time, man.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met my guy Mike, man. We was working at what was it called?
What was that damn place?
We were we did work with mentally challenged people. Let's just say yeah. That's when I first met my guy Mike, and I remember you brought this to me. This was like what was that, like 9 years ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, and he was telling me that this is what he was finna do. Like, yo, I'm finna do this real estate, yada yada yada. Like, this is the plan. And we bump into each other again a couple years later, and here he is, full throttle, man, in the flesh, doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So I got a lot of respect for my guy for that. You know what I mean? Because, it's not too many people that's going to do exactly what they, especially like years later, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it'd be people that give up on shit. And I get it. Like, sometimes it get tough. But that's what separates people, man. So I got a lot of respect for my guy here, man. And another thing, we definitely going to get you in here again because I always hear people always talking about real estate talk, and I realize like when people talk about real estate talk, it's like sexy talk for them, like ooh, real estate. You know what I mean? And people don't really understand like the process of it, or buying a home, or renting, or what you gotta have, or what you gotta go through, or what has to be in place. Who like, because when we were having this conversation before, like off camera, like I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. Like, well, shit, let me go check. You know, and you was giving me the resources too. So, I just think this is super solid for people to have, man. And we definitely gonna get you on here again because, you know, when it comes to the real estate part, especially the project that you're still working on too, that's huge. Because fuck, down by that A&W, that's not even too far from where we at.
Right.
There's homeless people at that park all the time. There'd be like 15, 20 of them right under where the bathroom is, under that little hut.
Yeah.
They deep over there all the time. And a project like that would definitely be super useful, man. Like I brought my kids there one time and we was playing, and my daughter was like, Tabby, like they knocked out, they sleeping on grass, benches, concrete, and my daughter was like, you know, she's like, Tabby, what are those people doing? And I said, you know what? I said, we finna turn this into a life lesson right now, you know. And I said, these people right here, you know, she's 7, you know, so I really gotta put it in layman's terms, like you know, I'm like these people don't have nowhere to live, you know. So when you don't have nowhere to live, like, you know, this is where you got to stay. You got to stay outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I said, if it rains out, you got to find somewhere to hide under until it starts raining. If it's snowing out, you got to figure out a way to get through that. So I said, you know, just so you can have a little more appreciation for me and mommy's money. Like, yeah, you ain't got no money. You know, you're kind of assed out in a sense. Like, so.
But you know,
where you left off at? What do you want people to know?
So this is what I want you to know. Like I said, it goes past real estate, past everything that I'm talking about. This is about you as an individual, right? I'm going to tell you, you're not going to do everything in your life that you want to do, you know, but do something. You know what I mean? Because even if you were to achieve a goal that you want to do, right, you're always going to think of the next thing that you want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like me, when I first started figuring out what I wanted to do, I was trying to do 50 different things, man. I couldn't narrow it down. You know, and I was like, man, I just need to stick with something, make that happen. And I think that's why it took me so long and why I achieved the goal, because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then when I finally figured out what I wanted to do, couldn't nobody stop me. I had everybody telling me, you should do it like this, that, and the other. Man, don't listen to nobody. When you have a dream, go do what you got to do first. When you're in the transition of doing what you got to do, you know what I mean? People going to come to you. They're going to try to change your perspective on things. And then the thing is, once you achieve that goal, when you see those same people, now their whole perspective changes. Now they're asking you questions, you know, and still don't work with you. You know what I mean? They still don't work with you because they don't know how to accept that. You know, you're not gonna do everything in your life that you want to do, but damn it, do something. You know what I'm saying? Get it done. Follow through. Like you got this podcast. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This major. This is a major platform. You know. So you know that's what I'm saying. Just be the Michael Jordan of follow through. You know what I mean? Just do it, and then do the next thing, and then do the next thing, because you only got one life to live. Get it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely, man. Variable life lesson, man, for sure. One thing at a time, y'all. One thing at a time. So with that being said, man, Mike Howard, I appreciate you coming through, my guy. We definitely going to get you here again, man. Definitely check on your project and your thing, see how everything going. You know what I mean, man? With more valuable information on the way. You already know it's your boy Tevin Talks with another episode coming at you live. You heard?
Yo, be easy. Peace.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right.